Super Show.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to the show. It's the Cain Stevens Paranormal Super Show, and I'm your host, Cain Stevens. We're back at it again, everybody. After a long hiatus, I've been, hiding in a cave, waiting to unleash my, I don't know, my magic powers onto all of you. No, I had shoulder surgery and surgery, and blah, 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 blah. A little rusty, so bear with me here. And I am, just doing the best I can here, trying to heal up. I've got like massive bruising on my, I'm going through physical therapy right now. I've got massive bruising on my bicep, and yeah, it kind of looks like, I battled Hulk Hogan in Thunderdome or something. It looks really bad, man. I got my incision points and all that are starting to heal up. It's pretty rough, but yeah, it's been a pretty nasty so many weeks. So I apologize for the hiatus. It's just been it's been too much to try to deal with that and my normal heart issue stuff and all that mess with some of my medications. It kind of messes with me. So I'm trying hard, but my love for the paranormal always brings me back. And obviously watching a ridiculous amount of TV. Getting pretty excited about Ghostober. I watched the Ghostober Travel Channel preview the other night, and man, it looks like they got a lot of great content coming out. I know there's a new season of Ghost Adventures coming out on Travel Channel this week, this Thursday, so I'm pretty pumped for that. And I know some of my friends out there and people that I know think that Ghost Adventures is garbage and all this other stuff. But if anything, it brings a paranormal to the forefront, and it gets people excited about ghosts, and it's like watching a ghost story as it unfolds. So I don't know how credible some of the evidence and stuff is. Some of it looks pretty real. Some of it could be staged. I've had some short conversations with some people. Big shout out to Heartland Paranormal out there. Jason Faust. I got to befriend him on Facebook and got to know him. He said I could post on their page, and it's really exciting that they would allow me to do that. Jason seems to post a lot of really good stuff on there, good insights, and it seems like a really great community, and I'm really proud to be a part of it. I'm glad that they've accepted me with open arms, and it's really great to see all of the different stuff going on, especially locally and everything else. So check out, if you are into the paranormal, check out the Heartland Paranormal group, and hopefully you get in and you be respectful and enjoy it. Enjoy all the content. This week I think we're gonna do a little pair of news here. So before we blast off into our what I think is a pretty good topic. So I'll just preface it, I guess. So before we get into pair news, I hadn't had a lot of time to sit and watch TV, healing and everything, more time than I care to. But I like TV like everybody else, and I was watching Alaskan Killer Bigfoot, and my mom is really big into Bigfoot for whatever reason. My mom's always been pretty cool, really, like, as a kid, we watched all the Friday the 13th at a really young age, and, got me obsessed with that. And, I've been watching slashers and horror movies nonstop ever since, Stephen King, all that stuff. And my mom's always been really cool about all that, and kind of always kept me excited about that stuff. I was always really gracious and cool to me, for Halloween. did the whole mom thing. I can recall one Halloween where we were marching around, me and my friend, and she was with us, and some big older kids tried to step out of the bushes and threaten to beat the crap out of us if we didn't take her. And she, I'll be darned if my mom didn't stand up for us and basically tell them she's gonna knock the crap out of them if they didn't get out of there. And she must have been as scary as we thought she was when she was when she was maybe her head started spinning like The Exorcist or something. But yeah, mom's always been real cool about the paranormal, and she's really into Bigfoot. So I don't know if it's her trips to like Washington State and all that stuff, but I sometimes I wonder if she really buys into the ghost stuff or not. But she is really big into Bigfoot. So this is kind of a tribute to something that her and I kind of share. We were both excited about this show, and so I watched it all the way through, and we talked about the final episode and everything. And so we'll get into that here in a little bit, but for right now, let's get into something similar to what we're going to talk about. Let's get into a little bit of Paranews.
Paranews. Paranews.
All right, so this one was out of this one was September 7th when it came out. I'm looking at the news on unexplainedmysteries.com. I'm finding that to be a pretty good site for Paranews. Under the cryptozoology section, we got footage of latest Lochness monster sighting revealed. And there's they show a picture at and it's just on this picture it looks like a freaking basically like the back of look at the back of a boat, when a boat's going through the water and you got that big triangle waves kicking up, and that's kind of the image. So it says something strange is moving near the surface of Scotland's iconic loch during this year's 5th official Nessie sighting. So Nessie has been sighted 5 times this year. Sighted, seen, noticed. The Loch Ness Monster has certainly been busy this year. This is at least according to the official Loch Ness Monster Sightings Register, which recorded its 5th sighting of 2022 on August 27th. According to the report, it was spotted by a resident of Loch End who managed to record footage of a strange, unexplained wake moving through the water. That's the word I was looking for, wake. Let's see. A local resident was on the hill above Loch End, and they saw a wake moving against prevailing currents. So it was moving against the current. So that's really interesting. I mean, that has to be something really big. Let's see. There's no visible cause of the wake. The sighting lasted about 7 minutes. So yeah, that's pretty good. There's even a video. So yeah, if you go to this page, you can check all this out. I would suggest you do, and there's a lot of really cool news and stuff on there. Let's see. Yeah, you can visit it below here where I'm looking. I think you can check it on YouTube. It's unclear what would have made that, but it's definitely interesting. I would say definitely something big. So I mean, that leads me to wonder like what the hell is the Loch Ness Monster? Like, people say it's not possible. I say it is possible because we don't understand a lot of what goes on in the water. I mean, we haven't discovered the majority of the oceans. I mean, we haven't even barely scraped the surface, so to speak, on all of that. I mean, who knows what kind of monsters in there? But I mean, massive lakes like this, and I think that a prehistoric creature could still be thriving and living in this day and age. It's definitely possible. I don't know. Give me your thoughts on what you think of the Loch Ness Monster. I've always found it interesting and loved seeing all the cool pictures that come up of Nessie. And that's not even the only water cryptid out there. I mean, there's some here in the United States. There's some throughout the world that they talk about. Um, so I wouldn't be too skeptical about it just yet. I think that maybe some of these pictures might be more credible than we think. So the jury's still out on that. Until I guess some of you doubters out there, until we get a physical interview with Nessie or a giant dead body or something floating to the surface, you're not going to buy it. So, nothing I'm going to say is going to change your mind. But for the rest of you that are into the paranormal and everything like this, bear with it, and maybe we'll find the truth someday. And with that being said, that rifles us right into our topic of this particular show, because it's going to we're going to talk about the Alaskan Killer Bigfoot story, because just the seasons and everything else, or not seasons, the season that I just watched that came out here in 2020, not that long ago, but let's just dive into it a little bit. So, what if you don't even know what it is? I mean, you've heard of Bigfoot, you've heard of Sasquatch, you've heard of all that stuff. Whether you buy into it or not, that's up to you. There's a lot of interesting evidence out there, and I mean, there's certainly plenty of people who dedicate their lives and their time to sorting out Bigfoot. So I really hope that they find something more solid over time. But getting into this show, the reason it's very interesting, because it portrays Bigfoot as a different type of entity, which never really, I guess, I don't know, it never really occurred to me, but it did make a lot of sense. Like, why don't we catch Bigfoot? What is Bigfoot? Why is Bigfoot so angry? Who knows? But they so let's get into the show a little bit here. It's basically well, I'll just give you the synopsis here. So on season 1, 70 years ago, a murderous Bigfoot-like creature sent residents fleeing from Portlock, Alaska. Now an expedition returns to the abandoned fishing village to reclaim the land and its resources from a terrifying beast that locals call Nantinak. So, right there, I mean, that description should hook you. I mean, there's a lot going on there. So, where the hell is Portlock, Alaska? Well, it's in like the, it's in the, I believe it's in the Aleutian Islands, there off of Alaska. And, if I had my geography ready here, I'd probably give you a better, more primed example, but I don't know what the heck this is saying here. Yeah, I gotta, ask my producer here. Oh, wait, I am the producer. What the heck is... So, these locals, okay, so they have these locals who want to reclaim this area that their ancestors had formerly lived and fished, and all this other stuff. And so they end up going there and staying for 40 days, and they want to see if they can get down to the bottom of this and maybe rid the island of Nantinak, and get it back there so they can start fishing again. Move their families back in over there, and just get things popping, so to speak, in the Aleutian Islands. So they go there, and it's like 5 guys or something, and they you ready for my riveting reviews? They I don't want to give everything away, you know, but I mean, I'll give you, yeah, I'll just kind of go into. So, so they go there, and you know, the one guy's like a, you know, hunting and trapping expert and all this, and you know, the other guys are just like, I don't know, locals or prominent people in their tribes or communities, and you know, fishermen and whatnot, and you know, they got ties to the island or whatever, so they go back in there, and it's just like, man, just hearing their testimonies of like past history, like, you know, they're looking at their, I think they referred to like some old newspaper articles or whatever from many years ago, where, you know, like when they had tried to settle there before, you know, all this weird stuff happened, you know, and nothing seems to, there's like a major massive fire there. It's like not like bad luck, you know, all sorts of stuff, illness, all sorts of things. But on top of that, you know, it was listed that there was like a giant or something coming out of the woods and like killing and eating people, and you know, throwing massive rocks at them, and just did not want them there for nothing. You know, just would do whatever it took to get them out of there. And so as you're watching the show, you know, throughout the episodes, it it would appear, you know, as if there is something kind of going on out there, like, you know, progressively, you know, setting up camps, and their camps getting, you know, massive rocks being thrown at them, you know, just all sorts of, you know, they go in deeper into the woods and find these trees with these ginormous claw marks, and it's just, it was it just got really crazy. It was like I couldn't stop watching it. Like at first I was beginning to wonder if like maybe I would be not bored with it, but just like, so I'm usually skeptical right off the bat, and I was skeptical with this and still am. Um but like it was just so interesting, like their take on it all, I guess. I mean, here's five guys or whatever that they take out there. Mind you, five guys who are extremely terrified of Bigfoot and nature, it seems like. Or at least they acted like it. So it made it really hilarious, like watching them freak out at every noise. And but they were talking about like a religious aspect to it. You know, apparently they're like, I don't know, Roman Catholics or whatever, or Orthodox. I don't know, not Orthodox, but you know, I think they're like super Catholics, you know, and so they're very kind of superstitious, and so you know they kind of took that with them, and I can dig that. And they encounter all sorts of crazy. I mean, growling, everything that you would be terrified of with a Bigfoot is going on here. Like it's like all of the Bigfoot sightings of all the years kind of mixed into one, and it just added like a supernatural aspect, like a ghostly aspect to it. Like you know, then it brings out thoughts of what is it? Is it a ghost? Is it alien? You know, I can remember watching different documentaries and listening to Coast years ago with Art Bell, and they would have experts on talking about Bigfoot, and one in particular really stuck with me, and it was what they call Bigfoot language, and that they had caught on, you know, tape or whatever, and it just sounded like you know, like an otherworldly language being spoke in noises and sounds and everything, and you know they tried to describe it as, you know, something from another dimension, or you know, something that we obviously can't fathom, I guess. But you know, it was really interesting, that take on it. That maybe that's why we never catch Bigfoot, because it's almost like a, you know, like a skinwalker type thing, you know, like a some sort of being. But in this particular show, they described it more as like a demonic entity or something, which that always terrifies the crap out of me. And so it was just it was very interesting to watch as it progressed. I don't want to give too much away, but I do want to get you interested in the show so that I can get your feedback on it. And I'd love to hear from some of you as you watch it as to what you thought. But I don't know, if anything, I just felt like it was something cool to watch alongside my mom and have something to have in common to talk about. I'm a pretty weird guy, so sometimes finding things to talk about with people probably will be strange, I guess. I mean, I'm a musician and different, but I don't, it's not like I'm not a normal guy. I live a pretty normal life with my wife and kids, normal-ish. I mean, I'm due to my disability and everything with my heart. I have become the role of mom at home, or what I call wolf mother, where I kind of just take care of everybody, and that's good for me. To me, that's a full-time job. It's very fulfilling. It's hard for me sometimes, but I get through it. And so yeah, I could probably be abnormal or strange to people, and that's cool by me. Hence the Paranormal Super Show, which hopefully will be brought to you by ... you know, ad reads here and there. I'd like to have at least friends or people who have businesses just let me do some ad reads for you, just for the fun of it. Just to have some, just to advertise something for you guys. I'm not asking for anything in return, other than you just let me do it. Let's come up with a script and do the thing. So I'm looking forward to some of that. I was hoping to land one here with a buddy of mine who has who is a listener, by the way, who has a like beard balm, and like he's like a true beardsman, man. Like this guy, he might be Bigfoot. I'm not sure, but maybe. But he's got a hell of a beard and always has, and he's got a cool beard balm. So I am not going to mention it until I get permission to do so. But I hope to do some ad reads for him down the line. And I really hope to turn you guys on to his product, because even though I can't grow a beard very well, because I have no idea why. My patchy beard just doesn't seem to fill in. But if I could, I would. I'd look more like a, like Rocky, and Rocky with the Russian, training out. I mean, that's, to me, it was like the epitome of like an awesome. Here comes Sylvester Stallone. He's training in the Soviet Union, and he's out there in the cold, and he's got that big beard. I mean, so it'd be awesome to have one, but I don't. But anyway, I digress. Hopefully we get that soon. But where the hell am I even going with this? This is the joy of having your own show. Is I can go on a tangent on my own, and who knows where I'm going with it. Back to the show. So the Alaskan Killer Bigfoot, a lot of outrageous stuff happens. They do find some big tracks. They do hear some growling and stuff going on in the woods, unexplained things. They do, in terms of quote unquote evidence, they do seem to, it all kind of correlates with what they're saying. And then the ending was, truly epic. It's like it was almost like a horror movie, like almost just like when everything seems like, what, maybe things aren't so bad here, maybe we got rid of him, and maybe without spoiling it, maybe just maybe Tinoch doesn't leave just yet, or then Tinoch decides to split and go somewhere else and be angry. But I don't know. I'll have to leave that open for you to watch, and just talk to you more. I love this topic. I love the topic of Bigfoot, but it really leaves me on a tangent of, what I believe. I mean, I'm no expert in anything, but what I believe is that it's probably well, there's a couple things. It could probably either be an ape-like, massive ape-like creature, that has just never been discovered, or it could be something unexplained. In this particular application in the Alaskan Killer Bigfoot, killing people, eating them, and all this stuff, I would say that's more on the supernatural side. But the jury's still kind of out on the validity of the show, if it was just a TV show or not. But I mean, these are regular people. I've tried to do the old search for them to see if they are real, and they are. They're not just actors, as far as I know. The area is very real. I don't have any Alaskan Bigfoot experts, but I did contact one of my friends who lives there and has lived there for quite some time, and asked him if he had any encounters with Nentinok or Bigfoot anywhere, and he gave me a bunch of said he had not. He does hunt and fish and and do a lot of stuff in the woods and all that stuff, but he has yet to, but he has heard lots of stories about all these creatures with all their funny names. So for what it's worth, that's something. So it's better than nothing, but it's rifling on the edge of I got nothing for experts. So if you are an expert out there on Bigfoot and want to talk, or even if you're not, please message me at Cain Stevens Podcast at gmail.com, or you can get a hold of me on Facebook or on Instagram. Just search Cain Stevens Podcast, and you'll find me there. I'd love to hear from you. Going further down the road here, I would love to I'd love to hear you guys' feedback on what you would want me to talk about. If you want to be interviewed, if you have ghost stories or any of that stuff, I would love to have some of you guys on. So and you hopefully will continue the Curse of Arnold Heights series. I know a lot of people love that. There's plenty of it out there. But until then, we'll just keep trying to get episodes out there as best we can. I'm hoping to get back to the Thursday releases every week and see how it goes. Just kind of bear with me. I'll do my best. Like my health isn't always great. I don't always feel up to it or feel good, but I'm gonna do as much of it as I can while I can. So there's my somewhat short synopsis of the show. If I were to give a rating, 1 to 10, I would say probably like a, I don't know, 6.7, 7.2, something like that. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I thought overall it was extremely entertaining. Entertainment-wise, it was great. I don't know. I don't understand yet the validity of it all, but we watch a lot of stuff on TV that tries to pass off as real, and it doesn't always work out. So I do highly suggest you watch the Alaskan Killer Bigfoot series. It's just one season for now on the Travel Channel. If you can't find it, you might be able to watch it on Hulu on demand, or Travel Go, or any of that stuff. Maybe even Discovery Plus or something like that. So look for it out there. We're gonna end the show today with an old favorite. We're gonna do a little bit of the dream book here. So
In your dream.
I'm gonna grab said book and I'm gonna flap it above my head. Flap, flap, flap. Turn the pages a few times. Turn the page with Bob Seger here. I'm gonna flip around a little bit and knock on it. I think that's enough. Well, I woke awoke the book of dreams. So let's flip through a couple and see what your dreams are telling you. I've been dreaming a lot lately, so let's see what it's gonna say. Um. All right. Well, let's go with let's go with mop. It looks like using a clean new mop in a dream foretells favorable comment on some of your work. So, seeing an old and dirty mop in a pale, filthy water bucket is a warning not to repeat evil rumors that you hear. So, if you see a clean mop, you've got some favorable things going on with your work. You know, you're doing a good job out there. And if the water's filthy and nasty and you're dipping it in a rust bucket, it's warning you to not repeat the evil rumors that you hear. So the gossip out there. So that that's interesting. I don't know. I'm sure some of you in the cleaning industry probably do dream about mopping. Me, I'm a clean freak, so I dream about mopping. Well, more than I should. So so that'll help me in all sorts of aspects. Let's flip back and forth here. Flip those pages. All right. We're going to go to, here's a good one for all you garden people out there, all you green thumbs. Rhubarb. I don't know if you like rhubarb. I do. It's got a nice tart taste to it. You can have it in on many applications. My mom makes a pretty good rhubarb crisp, as did my grandma, and some rhubarb jam, and never hurt nobody. So, rhubarb, if eaten or pickled from the garden in your dream, rhubarb foretells better health. Taken as a medicine, it is an omen of a move to new quarters. So, the way I understand this is pretty straightforward. If it's eaten or pickled from the garden in your dream, you're gonna have better health. So, who couldn't use a little rhubarb in their life, right? I know I could. It's taken as if you're taking it as a medicine, it's an omen that you're gonna move somewhere else, a new room, new place, somewhere new. So that's not too bad, everybody. I like those two for today. We're just gonna keep chugging along with this cool book that I got at the garage sale for, I don't know, a quarter or something. 50 cents. It was well worth it. So thank you to the writers of this great, cool yellow book. I want to thank you guys for sticking around, sticking with me. Some of you telling me that I'm I'm an idiot due to my assessment of the city where I live and calling it scenic and luxurious. Maybe they think that it's none of those things, but to me, it'll always be those things. So, just thank you guys for listening. Beautiful Shoe Line Studios here in luxurious Lincoln, Nebraska. Join us anytime. If you live here already, then you know what I'm talking about. So thank you guys for listening. We will talk to you again soon, and we'll see you on the other side. Good night.